Hello, happy Friday, everybody. Yes, I have my hood up. I am in my craft room. It is really cold in here because we had the door closed all day. Thankfully, Mr. Yogi Hollow reminded me, open the door if you're live or you're going to be freezing. Ooh. So I have a blanket wrapped around the bottom of me. But it's nice because I got it all clean in here and organized. So I actually have a desk where I'm not going to knock stuff off, which is really nice for a change because I had stuff all over the floor. It was just insane. But let's see who we got here. Hey, busy you. Good to see you. How can you truly get ready for the great swing in temperatures? Excuse me. Get as many chores done as you can, extra feed for the critters, get a barn roof up. We'll do what you can. That's right. That's right. Oh, thank you, Annette at the Cow Emporium. I'm happy to be back. Hey, Gwen, Bro Cowgirl Homestead, good to see you. You cold. Glenn is wearing a hoodie blanket and has the electric fireplace on. Me, I'm in a tank top and shorts. Oh my gosh, Annette. I am cold. We are about, I think, a minus 11 right now. Thankfully, no wind because the wind makes it brutal, but thankfully no wind. So just minus 11. Um, but we'll survive it. No big deal. It's one day, and then tomorrow I think we'll be at 0. And I think by Monday we'll be back up to 30s. So you can't complain. With no wind, it's actually kind of tolerable. It's just strange. Minus 11. Hey, Mountain Grandma, good to see you. Tammy. Hey, Holman's Homestead, good to see you guys. So I'm being very cautiously optimistic, but very cautious. And so Norman, the last round of medications, we gave him the anti-inflammatory and it really didn't do much. When we gave him the antibiotic the first time, he improved within 3 days. And when he improved fully by the end of it, he was still limping pretty significantly on his front right leg, hobbling around. He was walking really good tonight. And I'm just blown away. So fingers crossed, prayers, positive energy, whatever you want to send this way, because I want this little guy to do well. He means a lot to me. And I want him to get better. So hoping. So, but today looked good. So we will see after that. But for today, we're going to take it as a success. And he was walking really good. So that's cool. In fact, I was a little shocked and taken back kind of looking at him because the past month we've been looking at him limping and going through all this. But yeah, I mean, what a trooper, all the injections he's getting. And, he gets 2 midday. And um he doesn't even run from Ryan. He doesn't. And for those of you who don't know, we had to have the vet back out this past Tuesday. We had been dealing with the vet on the phone, who was absolutely amazing. Can't say enough about how wonderful they were. And I've called back because Norman had declined a week after the first round of medication. So that's what happened. So I'll back that up so you know. So anyway, we had the vet come out and we were lucky. I called on Monday morning and the vet came out Tuesday at noon, at 1, which was amazing because this guy is swamped. So super happy that he came out and looked at him. He sees more pain in his shoulders than in his actual bending of his legs. But we will see how it goes. So I am hopeful that he gets better. Hey, Spartman, good to see you. Hope you're staying warm. I think it's colder out by you than it is by us. Because I think you guys are getting the tail end of that storm, whereas we didn't get it. So, but yeah, so hopefully, everything. I'm friggin' freezing. Yeah, same here. That's why I have a hood on. I'm in my craft room and my pellet stove is on the other side of the house, and we had the door closed all day to keep the house warm because, as much as I'd like it to be 70 in here, that's expensive. So I am wrapped up with a blanket. Ooh, minus 16. Yeah, we're about a minus 11. Spartman. It looks like you guys got more snow out that way too than we did. But yeah, so he's looking good. So thank you. I'm hoping and praying that he gets better. He's such a sweet, sweet little pig, and he is a fighter. I tell you, he has not missed a meal this whole time. No matter how much he's struggling or what pain he was in, he is up and out waiting for food. So that's been a good thing. So fingers crossed. Today they did a lot of laying around in the barns because we were so cold, obviously. So oh, okay. Maybe an inch or two, just a dusting. Yeah, we got just a dusting last night. So gosh, it's cold. So a lot of you guys are in the path of this winter storm Fern. Um, and it's expected to drop ice and snow and Arctic blast temperatures and stuff. And it's just ridiculous. So I hope all of you are ready. I know Holman's Homestead, their video today, they were talking about what the forecast was, and it was basically, nothing to 30 inches, which is crazy. Now I think they're saying more ice, so it's one of those things where you wait and see what happens. But being from living in Connecticut, we are familiar with ice storms, and they can be quite devastating. So I am praying that it is not bad at all for all of you. Yeah, the weather map sure is colorful. Mountain Grandma said we may get 8 inches to a foot. We'll see. I'll take snow over ice any day. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And Spartman said winds were insane. Yeah, the winds have been nonstop all winter long, and they are ridiculous. Thankful we're calm today, and I will take it. But no exploding trees. Yeah, that whole Facebook thing. Holman's Homestead said giving mostly ice winds up to 80 miles an hour. Oh, praying for you guys. That's the last thing you guys need. And a lot of folks in Tennessee and North Carolina and Virginia, after dealing with Hurricane Helene, do not need this on top of that, because they're still picking up from that, which is crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I would much rather the snow than the ice, because the winds are just brutal. The ice is brutal. Tammy at Mountain Grandma says it hasn't hit us yet. It's cold, but no storm yet, no winds yet, and no snow or anything like that yet. Yeah. Good morning, Annie, our frugal cozy home. Good to see you. Much love. Yeah, so yeah, ice storms are crazy, and wind events and all that. And Lord knows this past and forgive me for having a hood on. I am just cold. um Lord knows the past month has been quite challenging for us. Of course, it could always be worse, which we count our blessings for that it's not. But between, the wind event that we had on in December and having to fix the barn really quick, and then Norman being sick, and then me being sick, and still dealing with Norman. So it's just it's been challenging. Oh, what is new with you guys? Tell me what's going on with you guys. Boy, my water is cold. You don't need ice. Holman said, then changing to regular rain for a while Sunday. For us, they were saying an hour ago. Oh, that's crazy. I was talking to Rebecca and Josh at Halbert Farm in Burleson, Texas. They're by the Dallas Fort Worth area, and they are getting rain. Then it's going to drop below freezing, and then ice and snow. Oh, what a nightmare. Yes, Tammy, I am feeling great. Last Tuesday after our live, it had started before our live, but it wasn't too bad. And then after our live, I really went downhill. And then I thought a stomach bug, it would last 24 hours, but it took until Saturday for me to turn a corner. And then when I turned the corner, Sunday, I was great. So I've been good since Sunday, thankfully. I appreciate that. Gwen at Broke Cowgirl said, my stove, I am just beyond excited to get it all restored. Other than that, prepping for this cold, could be rain, could be ice. If you guys haven't seen, go over to Gwen, Broke Cowgirl Homestead's community tab, which is the posting, and look at her stove. It is so cool. I can't wait to see videos on it. What a loving restoration that's going to be. It's going to be amazing. Totally going to be amazing. And then we have all the stuff for our kitchen ordered, which was a big deal for us. We do a lot of preserving, and so it was time. So we are tearing out our old kitchen and putting in a new one. We are doing all the work ourselves. We are waiting for the floors to come in. And we will do that. Well, we're doing all of it, but we will do the floors first, and then we will do the cabinets and so on. So it's really cool. The cabinets are made in Hot Springs, South Dakota, which was not what we anticipated. But when we went to our local hardware store, that's who they do business with. So pretty cool. Spartman, it is an old stove that she's remodeling for her kitchen. So it'll be very cool. It is going to be great. So yeah, so excited about the kitchen because that will be the last major thing that needs to be done here. The only things that will be left are I have two rooms that need to be painted. One is a spare room that the door is closed most of the time on. We're going to go in there and work on it at some point. And then our entryway room doesn't need to be painted yet, and it's in good shape, so we're leaving it, but that's literally all that needs to be done. That and a couple of doors. We did all the external doors, but the room where Norman was, if you guys remember, there's a door to our house that goes into a room, like a big closet. And then it goes to an insulated door that we replaced to the wood room. We need to replace like 2 or 3 doors to shore things up, but that'll probably be after. We got to do the kitchen first. So that's got to get done. The kitchen's a big one. So kind of makes me sick to think about it, but when it's done, it'll be really nice because we've never had a kitchen like that before. And the cabinets that we have now are, several of them don't work. They're broken. They have plastic drawers with wood fronts. It's hysterical. I've never seen anything like it. So it'll be good though. It'll be good. We will have to do a small remodel to the cabinet to make room for this big old stove. Yeah, exactly. That'll be so cool. It is going to be amazing, Tammy, because we use our kitchen so much for so many different things. And, we just decided now's the time. Now's the time to do it because we can do the work and save that money. we can get it all done and we can pace ourselves and it will just be really, really good. So, and it'll just be nice to have it done and behind us and all that. So, pretty cool. I just heard a weird noise. Oh. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too, Annette at the Cow Emporium. Hey, Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Good to see you. Spartman said, been thinking of putting siding on my big chicken coop, debating between putting wood sheathing or doing metal. We have metal. The coop was here. We remodeled the inside of it. But we do metal. And we've been happy with our chicken coop. I like the metal because we have the metal roof and we have metal siding, and the snow, it takes on the heat really well in the wintertime with the sun, and then the snow melts right off it. So that's pretty good. Yes, and we won't have to wait on contractors. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Save a ton of money by not doing a contractor or waiting for one, which will be good. So we can go at our own pace. So it's basically the kitchen, where our table is in the kitchen. It's like a dinette, and then it goes into our laundry room. So, and by our utility sink. So that whole area will be one floor. And then, obviously we're not going to replace all our appliances because the appliances die quick enough these days, but we will buy a new stove because we do need that. But we'll keep our dishwasher and we'll keep our, refrigerator because they're only 2 or 3 years old. So we'll keep that and then take it from there. Looking at hard meat stove, I'm in love. Oh, yeah, that's what Gwen's got. She's restoring it. It'll be so cool. She has such a love for that stuff too, so it'll be done with love. I'm just going back up, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, it's such a beautiful stove. I'm excited. We put up a video on our, just before I forget, we put up a video, and I know a couple of you have seen it, on the pig crate. So that was exciting because that really worked out well. Hey, Red, good to see you, Robert Nelson. So that worked out well. Ryan had welded this pig crate together so we could quote unquote work the pigs. And even Norman, when he wasn't feeling well, we wanted to rule out his hooves being a little longer and make sure that wasn't the problem. We were able to get him in there very easily and examine his feet and his hooves and make sure there were no rocks in between, no sores in between his hooves. And it really it was so much less stressful than flipping them, So yeah, Spartman, he was. And I mean, he just wanted to get out. I mean, and I get that, you know what I mean? So it just is so made life so much easier, especially since he was originally going to put a motor on it to lift it, because that was the one we saw online. Have a good weekend, Holman's Homestead. You guys stay safe. Make sure we know how you guys are doing, okay? Take care of yourselves. So he was going to put a motor on it, like I guess like a scissor jack. Is that right? If not, I'm sorry, but it was nice when he got the forklift tractor, because that just changed everything, because now we didn't need to worry about that. And our pigs are not massive. So it just makes it easier. Eleanor is quite large. I would say Grant is our heaviest, but Eleanor is actually at a really hefty weight right now, which is not normal for her in winter. Normally she goes into winter and she is thin from nursing. She is in great shape because we had a nice warm fall and winter, and so far. And so She got in the crate. The only one we couldn't get in the crate was Fiona, because Fiona needs a little bit of encouragement. So even though she's very passive, she's pretty slick and smart. And she just refused to go in the crate. So what we did was we decided to wait. Hers didn't look near as bad, so we're going to wait. And then when we get a nice day, we will just do her, because I'm convinced sometimes when you do 2 or 3 at a time, they all see it going on or something, and they get the vibe of, somebody's upset and stressed. So we did Grant one day, we did Norman and Eleanor another day, and then Fiona we couldn't get. So we'll get Fiona by herself, and we'll be able to do that. They do watch, and I mean, they squeal, the different pitches of their voices or their vocalizations. So I'm sure they're like, watch out. But because I know when we put Norman in, Grant was very upset about Norman making noise because he's been sick. So, but yeah, so we'll get Fiona in there another time. But the Dremel works so beautiful on Grant's tusks, and we've actually used it on hooves. And learned that was better, because we clipped Grant's quick and we learned that the Dremel would be a better way to do it. So that's what we've been doing. Because that way, if you hit the quick, it won't bleed near as bad. So that was pretty good learning. So yeah, it'll be nice and handy. So let's see. Holman's is expecting ice. Tammy's expecting snow. And let's see. I couldn't believe how Grant didn't mind the Dremel. Yeah, did you hear Ryan in the video? He was like, I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll see. And there was Grant. He just sat there. And mind you, I have seen people who have those crates or similar crates. If a pig wants to get up and act up and get all squirrely in there, they do. So it's not like he couldn't. He could. I watched somebody was posting on Instagram that one of their pigs doesn't like it, and the pig was up in the air and like thrashing about. No, none of ours did that. The only thrashing they did was when they got down, because they wanted to get out, which is understandable. And I mean, Grant, he's 1 in a million. I am so thankful. And it smelled like a dentist. It smelled like the dentist office. It was so weird. Grant was just like, dude, do what you need to. He did. He's such a calm boar. So calm. I tell you. And it's nice because, we already take tusk precautions, right? I feed from outside and, all that kind of thing. So, I'm always going to treat them like they have tusks. And we didn't do Norman's because we didn't want to stress him out anymore because he's sick. But Grant's were considerably long. And so our first time doing it with the Jilly wire, and we just wanted to make sure that, if you go too far down towards the gum, you can cause bigger issues. So that's why we just took the tips off and dremeled them so they're blunt. They're not sharp. In fact, he banged into Ryan's leg tonight this afternoon when he was giving Norman an injection because he wants to rub his head around on Ryan's leg, and he was chewing on the back of his boots. And it was not like they were before where you have to worry about him slicing you wide open. Yeah. Treats. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just give him feed. I give him feed to get them to go in. And then when they're done, I give him feed. And I told him he was a good boy. He got lots of attention. Because the Coonies are very social. And I mean, they all know their names and they all come when called. So I just treat them like that because I think it's just good for them to know that they're safe. And, it'd be different if we had a herd of 40 of them. I'd still treat them well, but I wouldn't be spending all that time with them. But we only have a few. 6, I should say. But the 2 little guys, they don't need their hooves trimmed, so that'll be good. Are their tusks unable to be removed like other pigs, or do you just opt not to remove them? So it's my understanding, I, I've never really looked into removing them. I'm just going to throw that out there, Sparkman. So, but the assumption that I'm under is it's attached to a tooth. So Grant did not have tusks. They didn't start growing till he was 2 years old. Some people remove the teeth that the tusks grow off of. We have not done that. One of the reasons why is number one, I don't know how to do it. Number two is up until this year, we have not had a vet, and I've been leery about pulling out a tooth or causing any kind of unnecessary issues because I'm always afraid if an infection started, we didn't have a vet to help us. So, like Eleanor, even the females have tusks on their teeth, but they're very small. So, like Eleanor got caught in a fence one time on her tusk tooth fighting with Fiona when they were separated for farrowing. And she had a little tusk and it got caught on the hog panel and we cut her out. But I know that commercial breeds, they remove the teeth, the 2 teeth on either side or 4 teeth that they grow on. I just don't feel the need to do it because we take precautions, and now we have the ability to trim them and smooth them off so they're not razor sharp. I'm always leery about sitting there and yanking out a tooth, and then the next thing you know, the animal's got an infection, and then we don't have a vet, so it's sort of like when the girls farrowed and like I had a concern about one of them one year. And at the time we had antibiotics so when the law changed in that June, I think it was 2021 or 22, when the law changed, we bought a bunch of antibiotics before the law changed to where you need a vet prescription because we knew we didn't have a vet. So we bought tons of medication to have on hand in case we had an issue. So when I had a sow that farrowed and she was showing some signs of some kind of weird discharge, I talked to my mentor and she's like, you should give her this. And I gave her one of these and it cleared right up. But now we don't have that anymore because everything is expired. So, but thankful we found a vet. So that's the plus, because I don't mind calling a vet. It's just before we didn't even have one to call. So, and this guy's, gosh, he's in Wyoming, so he's like an hour away from us. Wow, it's been a long time since that discussion. Time flies. I know. And you got to be careful because like I had LA 200, and LA 200 is one of the, I don't want to say, I think it's a tetracycline, but it's bad when it's expired. It's toxic. So we had to go through everything in our first aid kit and get rid of it, which was sad. But we replaced dewormer and all that, but we can't replace meds. And the vet, although he gives me a bottle of dexamethasone to have on hand, I get preloaded syringes of antibiotics. So so they must have cracked down on that. What are you going to do, right? Like I said, at least we have somebody we can call before we didn't, and that was a scary place to be in. And thankfully, we didn't need any, the only time we had an issue was the castration, and that one vet did help us that I begged. So that was good. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, time does fly, let me tell you. So are you guys all feeling ready for the storm that's coming your way? Do you feel prepared? It is good that we have someone to call. Tammy, I'm in awe because this guy is so busy, and I called on Monday and he came out Tuesday. And I am so thankful. He was here for like an hour. and thankful it wasn't -11. Yeah, not for us either, Heather. Good. Tammy says, ready as we can be. Good. Good. I'm glad. It's just kind of crazy with all this stuff going on. We've probably had, I think, 8 inches of snow total this year. That's it. And that's probably a stretch. We even went and got some bibs and boots for a couple of the babies. Oh, that's awesome. Interesting. We have bottles of antibiotics on hand. We now have yearly meetings with the vet and have certain meds we can just go pick up that are approved for our herd. That's awesome. And I mean, you have yearly meetings, so that makes total sense. And you have a large herd. So that's cool. That's really nice, Annette. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I didn't ask for bottles of antibiotics. I guess I was just hopeful to have some left over to have on hand. And I wanted to ask, but I said, let me focus on Norman first. And when he gets better, I could always ask because I have to call him back anyway. He wants me to call him back in 10 days. So Monday, I'll probably call him back just to give him an update. Because I think we're going to have to wean him off the steroids because he's on a pretty high dose right now. We haven't wrapped outside faucets yet because I want water as long as possible to the animals. So we'll get that done tomorrow. That makes perfect sense. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you need water. You don't want to carry buckets forever. I mean, and you were pretty warm today, I thought. I think it's coming this weekend for you. I put a pool noodle on a small fig tree yesterday. Went out today and the horses done pulled it off. What a bunch of rotten stinkers. What a bunch of rotten stinkers. I'm going to try and get some pool noodles this summer for the bottom of that pig crate too, because the pipe insulation we had on hand, but it's already shredding because it's not that thick. So I'll check it out, see what it does. But I think I'm going to see if I can get a few of those for cheap. So that'll be good. That was the other thing. So when I cleaned my craft room, which I was talking about earlier, when I cleaned it up and I got it all organized again, which it really wasn't bad. It was just a matter of the desk was the problem. Desks are a catch-all. So the cool thing was I dusted off my sewing machine because I don't like the cover that comes with it. And I finally sewed a proper cover for it. And then I sewed a cover for my electric spinner for spinning yarn. And I went back to spinning and I'm like, I seriously need more practice spinning. Did they pull the pool noodles out? Did they pull the pool noodles out into the pasture? I'm curious. That's funny. But it's been great. Got a bunch of stuff done, and it's so nice when you have things set up and you can just come in here and work. Now it just needs to warm up because it was too cold in here to work. Oh my gosh, and tell me if anybody else. That was a tongue twister, Tammy. Tell me if anybody else has this problem. So we've got insulated curtains up because it's so cold out. No, just off the tree, which is a stick right now. Oh, gotcha. So the insulated curtains I had for this room, I actually have in the kitchen and by the back door. And it's making a huge difference out in that side of the house where it's really warm. So I've got those insulated curtains. They're all closed. I've got my front porch curtains closed. They're all insulated and the house is just dark, right? And we were laughing today because I'm probably not going to sleep tonight because I was in and out of snoozing in my chair while I was on my phone because it's so dark in the house. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. So I'm probably not going to sleep tonight. But guess where we're going tomorrow? Harvey's. We have to go to Black Hills Bulk and pick up our order. We got a case of poblano peppers we have to preserve. And then I have to go to Harvey's. So to get some kefir culture, because I want to make some milk kefir tomorrow with my milk. Let's see. Tammy says, Lisa, I still haven't done the rug hooking thing. I'm beginning to think it's just a thing. I have to have something for a year before I do it. Yeah, I totally get it. You have to buy all the supplies and look at them. I totally get that. I totally get that. If it makes you feel better, Tammy, you got it's because it's organized and it's right here. I will show you this. Hang on. Ugh. So I bought this because somebody gave me a fleece and ow. Gosh, that's sharp. Somebody gave me a wool fleece when they got their sheep sheared. Okay, I think I got it now. So, hold on. Hold on. Audio, visual. There we go. I don't know if you can see it. So this is for carding the wool. You see, you do that. So yeah, so I've had this for over a year. Tammy, so if it makes you feel better, I got to get to it. You have it all insulated, you'll be up late. That would be me if I can't see the sun. Exactly. No, you don't have insulated curtains. Yep, kefir grains. I'm going to get the milk kefir, though, not the water kefir. But hey, I finally did the crack key with the supplies I bought when we lived in Arizona 3 years ago. Way to go. I saw that you posted that. I got to check it out. We'll have to do a wool collab and we'll be pushed to do our stuff. Exactly. I will get to it. I'm waiting for weather to warm up for that. That's the way I prefer it, Gwen. I don't even want curtains. I have curtains, but they're open all the time. I hate curtains and closing them. I hate it. Oh, and I was just like this, just out cold. It was ridiculous. So yeah. I'm just going to put this back in so I don't forget. Otherwise, I'll have a mess in my house again. But it's pretty neat. We'll see how it works. I figured good for a beginner to learn on. So I thought that would be neat. But yeah, I totally am not a curtain fan at all. I could live without them. But I have to say the insulated are really doing a really great job keeping the house a lot warmer. Because even though we have brand new, no problem, Gwen, even though we have brand new windows, they're only a few years old. Glass is glass, no matter how well it's insulated. It's just, you still need to sew curtains. There you go. Curtains are easy to sew. You could bang them out quicker than the clothes. Insulated curtains are nice. I should just like insulate some of them. The ones that I have, like just sew insulation on the back, but I don't know. The only time we really want them is when it's sub-zero. Otherwise, I don't want them up. You know, I'll just leave the ones up there now in the kitchen because by the table because they'll be coming down when we redo the kitchen. So there's no point in changing them out. But we'll see. We will see. But I hope, people in the path of this storm stay safe because it's kind of crazy. Shut that off, sorry. Oh, getting cold. But yeah. And let's see. So we are on Mountain Grandma's channel this Tuesday for the 7F goals. And then the following week will be on my channel. I had to keep canceling. Sorry, guys, for those of you who go there. Let's see what else. I don't know what else. Tammy, what have you been working on lately? Gwen's been, you see all the videos of empty shelves at the stores? Yeah, I did. I'm not surprised. I feel like people have gotten really complacent since 2020. And then, you see a big storm and everybody's all running out and getting everything. And then I think of the homesteaders, like, a lot of us who during the pandemic or before, many years before, like we don't run out and get tons of stuff. We usually have it. But it's just scary that all that stuff is gone. And if there's an ice storm, it'll be slow. Tammy said studying a whole lot, herby stuff. That's been my biggest time investment lately. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot going on. And then you got the grandbabies and sewing and all that stuff. That's cool. I'm looking forward to making the milk kefir. I'm looking forward to doing that. So I'm hoping they have the grains there tomorrow. Annette said I was shocked with some videos of empty shelves that I've seen today. Yeah, there's places that were like wiped out. And I don't know. It's scary, Tammy, I hope you video that. I finally got one video out in the past 2 months. And it shows. I do need to be more consistent. Only thing we went and got was propane bottles filled with to cook if we need be. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Ryan, while I was sick, Ryan got I forget why, but he went and got gas for the generator. Yeah, it's like the milk and the bread, it just makes me laugh. I mean, especially it's wintertime, right? So you can easily refrigerate or freeze stuff outside in a cooler. You know what I mean? It's not like summertime. I don't know. Sometimes I just think it's buying to buy. It's panic buying, you know? I mean, if you just go in and for us it's about the toilet paper survives this round, yeah. And for us, it's always about like stocking up, and it's not about panic buying. It's about stocking up and staying stocked because rural area, wintertime, if number one, rural area, we don't want to go to Rapid City if we don't have to, right? We'll go to Hot Springs south of us, which is, easier and nicer trip than it is to Rapid City, meaning like when you get there, there's less people. The other thing is wintertime, if I-90 is closed down, we saw that when South Dakota had a blizzard a couple years ago. If I-90 is closed, the store shelves are empty for a while because the trucks are not getting in. So we just do that for us. Like we just keep everything stocked. In fact, I was laughing because yesterday we made shrimp tacos, right? We got a deal on frozen shrimp during the holidays. We bought it and it was nice. It was deveined, not cooked, but deveined, and I had to peel it. Well, it was super easy. So I made shrimp tacos. Well, in 2020 and 21, I had done a bunch of hauls from Walmart to stock our pantry to get it going. And I bought 2 cans of rice and beans, Southern style is what it said on it. I forget the brand. And it takes a lot for me to throw food out. And it takes a lot for me not to like something that I can't even choke it down because I hate to waste food. But I got to tell you, this can of rice and beans was so disgusting. Thankfully, I only had 2. But it's like, it's a good thing I didn't have a whole shelf full. But there's always something on the shelf that we can eat. Always. Tonight we forgot to take something out, so we had fried egg sandwiches for dinner. I think it's more that the whole population is going to get things instead of the normal amount of people. Yeah, possible. I mean, there is a lot of people out there. I mean, they said 2.3 million people were affected by that storm. I don't eat rice. No, I shouldn't say that. I eat rice. I don't eat rice and beans. I don't eat a lot of beans. I don't know why I bought the can of rice and beans. I won't buy it again, I'll tell you that. I'd rather eat cornbread. But yeah, buying in bulk when it's on sale, that's why we got the case of poblanos. I don't know how many pounds it is. I want to say 10 pounds, but that's a lot. Could be busy tomorrow. They have amazing poblanos. So we just bought a case of poblanos because we love poblano peppers. We had them last night in the shrimp tacos and they were amazing. So yeah, there's plenty always. Maybe not what you want to make, but there's always plenty. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we just make do. So tomorrow when we go down, we have to go to the bulk store. We'll go to Harvey's, right? Because they're right next to each other. And then there's a place called Sunny's down there, which is a grocery store, which is better than our local one here in town. A little bit cheaper. But real nice people, clean store. So we'll go down there while we're there and pick up a couple things. I think the other thing too, like Gwen was saying, sometimes there's a lot more people out there buying. I think the people who are like working and there's a family and, they're running around doing all this stuff and then trying to prepare for a storm. I think some of that is going on too. You know what I mean? Sort of like last minute stuff because that's when they can do it. But I do believe a lot of people have gotten complacent since 2020. Oh my Lord, I forgot to tell you, Trip to make her printer work. She sent me home with a jar of barbecue sauce that she said Gary's dad really liked. I got my phone flashlight out. It expired in 2013. That's funny. Well, the rice and beans expired in 2024. I still cooked one up and attempted to eat it. And then I looked at Ryan's plate and I was like, you do not need to eat that. It is terrible. It is terrible. I forget the brand, but I think it was it has an orange label. It's like a Creole. I don't know. Anyway, it's terrible. She's trying to office with barbecue sauce. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, guys, I am freezing in here and I need to go get warm, even though I have a blanket wrapped around me and a hoodie on. So I am going to get going. I appreciate you guys being here and your patience of us not being here the last 2 weeks. Hopefully things are back on track now. It's been a month. This has probably been the toughest month we've had living this life. since 2020. So have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm, and take good care. See you soon. Bye.